100% agreement rating. And that's because no matter what you or I do, we're gonna always say you got that right. You and I live in a judgment-free zone, and we're getting ready to spread that unconditional love vibration all over the planet with the universal understanding that peace is more important than being right about anything. We can always disagree, but we never have to be disagreeable by simply respecting each other's right to see the world as we choose to see it in every moment.
Well, that music just makes you want to dance, doesn't it? You have just entered the judgment-free podcast zone called "You Got That Right," where we can disagree without being disagreeable. The show is produced by SafeerWorld.com, a special online portal to the best world music, trend-setting radio shows and podcasts, eye-opening books and blogs, healing tools, wellness services, unique art, photos, and free monthly newsletter, and much more. Our sponsors include the Global Village Co-op, providing cash rewards of up to 20% with merchant partners, the UPI Loan Fund, providing personal, micro, and business loans, and Fair Co-op, a new rideshare service owned by the drivers. You Got That Right is coming to you live from Scottsdale, Arizona, and can be heard on the Safeer World YouTube channel from 3 to 4 p.m. Arizona time, or on demand anytime. You can also hear the show on demand through the Age of Radio Network, which includes Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Radio, and all major social media podcast platforms. You Got That Right is a judgment-free podcast zone that provides guests and listeners with a free-flowing platform to discuss whatever they choose in any given moment. We have a wonderful guest today. We have a brother named Jeff Morris, who is the founder and CEO of Dreamsmart Behavioral Solutions and the creator of the Trust Flow Human Development System. That sounds Trust Flow. I like that. That sounds good. Jeff, you there?
I'm here, my brother. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing grand for a young man. You have just entered the judgment-free radio zone, man. You ready?
I'm ready, man. Like you said, the music, man, made you want to get up and dance.
Yeah, doesn't it, though? Yeah. Man, that's
It's
one of
pretty
my...
fly, brother.
Huh?
It's pretty fly.
Thank you. That's one of my creations. I have to take credit for that one. It's an original. I think it might hit the hit parade, you know?
Okay.
And we have our co-host Nkaassaa coming on stage here shortly.
Greetings.
Sister Nkaassaa, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you guys today?
Oh, fantastic. Say hi to Sister Nkaassaa, Jeff.
Great.
Miss Nkaassaa. Hey, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. And yourself?
All right. I hear some energy. Let's get it cracking.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, so should you have any questions or comments regarding our discussion today with our guests, please call our studio line. We have a studio line at 602-319-4689. You can text us a message in the live chat on our screen, or you can request to join the show live if you want to show your face. We can get you in live on the video. If not, you can just give us a call, or you can email us with any questions or comments that you have about the show and how we might be able to improve it. You can send that information email to info@safeerworld.com. Again, we are unique judgment-free zone podcast spreading the vibration of unconditional love all over the world, because we understand that peace and cooperation are more important than being right. Within our judgment-free zone, you got that right.
Yes.
And so our topic today is AI changes everything. Wow. That's deep, huh? But then the second part of it is trust. Trust is the one credential that AI cannot duplicate, imitate, or replicate.
You got that right.
So my job not going to be, I'm not going to lose my job over this, right?
That's right, my brother.
I'd be hard to replace, man. I tell you. So we'll be discussing this topic from a human behavioral perspective. In other words, how can we successfully navigate through this new AI revolution, maintain our career, succeed, and prosper in this new tech-savvy economy without the fear of being replaced by AI or robots? Our special guest today that is here to discuss these challenging questions is Jeff Morris, founder and CEO of the Dreamsmart Behavioral Solutions and the creator of Trust Flow Human Development System. For more information on our special guest, you can hit him up, go to his website at dreamsmartbehavioralsolutions.com or call Jeff at area code 760-415-1071. He's in California. He's a Cali guy. He's in California where the sun never stopped shining.
It's hot right now, just like it's hot in Arizona right now. It's hot, my brother.
And yeah, we must have sent some of that heat to you guys, huh? Anyway, so Jeff, how's business, man? How's everything going?
Fantastic. First, let me say, Safeer, man, I'm honored to be on the show.
Thank you.
Second time you and I have had a chance to interact through the radio.
Yeah.
I did a while back here. So I'm excited to be on the call with you. Thank you for the invite, my brother.
You're welcome anytime. So tell me something good, man, about what you're doing these days, because it's been a minute since we talked.
It's been a little minute, Safeer. Dreamsmart has continued to evolve, right, from a company that was focused on delivering assessments. As I've continued to evolve, I realize that assessments are just one part of what we want to be able to do. The goal is to really transform the human experience in every way, from our behavioral intelligence to our relational intelligence to our intrinsic motivation, right? Behavior, of course, is going to be significant in how we're going to do that. And specifically within the last 5 years or so, I've really focused and honed in on that word, trust. That word trust is so significant across our human experience. And whether we're dealing with politics, or whether we're dealing with our media, whether we're dealing with it in our family, as an employee, as a teammate, that word keeps coming up. So I've focused on it and I've become an expert in this arena. And I'm excited to talk to you about it today.
Well, great. Let me give folks a little extra background on you. Jeff is, as I said before, the founder and CEO of Dreamsmart Behavioral Solutions. Jeff holds a Master of Arts in Executive Coaching and Organizational Consulting from Concordia University and a Bachelor of Science in Organizational Leadership from Colorado State University. He's an International Coaching Federation professional, certified coach, and with more than 1,800 coaching hours. And that's a lot of hours, man.
That's a lot, brother.
Coaching hours, and is currently completing a Doctor of Strategic Educator, Executive Coach, and Organizational Consultant. Jeff has supported leaders responsible for large-scale operations and multi-million-dollar portfolios. His work integrates leadership development, behavioral science, executive coaching, organizational culture, and trust measurement to strength communication, accountability, collaboration, team performance, and sustainable organizational results. Through Dreamsmart Behavioral Solutions and the emerging Trust Flow Research Institute, Jeff is advancing the science and practice of measurable trust. Measurable trust. And I understand you have a background in the Marine Corps. So let me just ask you this real quick. In your experience in the Marine as executive coach and all this kind of stuff, did your Marine training serve you well in this chosen profession of yours?
Absolutely, Safeer. Most of what I do, I learned in Marine Corps Scout Sniper School in 1988. Back when I had
hold up now. You said Scout Sniper School?
That's right. Yeah.
You used to shoot at folks when they wasn't looking?
Yeah, I was trained to be a sniper.
Wow.
Right? I did that in 1988, my brother.
Wow. Well, I can understand when you're working on behavioral stuff now.
That's really what spurred the interest,
Okay.
right? In sniper school, and when people think about a sniper, they think about someone who's an expert shot.
Right.
But that's one of 15 skills that we have to master before you graduate. When I went to Scout Sniper School in 1988, there was a 15% graduation rate.
Wow.
Wow.
15%.
Okay.
And
So you
Go
were
ahead.
one of the special ones.
I don't know about special, but I'm resilient and determined, my brother. So I don't give up. So that's part of
That's
part of
right.
the thing you need to do.
You
But there's
stuck with
15
it.
skills that you have to master for Safeer, not just shooting. You got to be an expert at observation, camouflage. You got to be an expert at blending in. You got to be the expert at communication, intelligence gathering.
Wow.
So many things that you have to do before you can be given that title, Scout Sniper.
Wow. Very good. Excellent. Congratulations on all that. Now that that's behind you, so how did you apply all that to what you're doing now?
Really simply, in Scout Sniper School, I learned what I call the A's of how to assess someone, how to understand what their strengths, their struggles, their capabilities. That's what we call our analysis phase of the A's, and taking that analysis and creating an action plan. Because once you have the analysis, you have to actually create a plan to put it into action. And once you put it into action, I call it the next A, actualization. Because now you have to put it into the marketplace. You have to put it on the battlefield, but then you have to adapt it. Because whatever you put together ain't gonna work anyway, because it was just a hypothesis with some intelligence.
Right.
Once you're on the battlefield, once you put it, out in the marketplace for coaching, when you're dealing with a client, you then have to adapt it, because nothing that you plan happens the way that you plan it in the beginning.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The old saying, the best laid plans of mice and men sometimes goes astray.
You got it, my brother. You got that right.
You got that right, for sure.
You got that right.
Hey, look, I'm an adapter, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, as long as I've known you, my friend, you find success.
Yeah,
That's what adapters
you
do.
did the test on me, and I came up as an adapter, and my partner Frank, I think he came up as an initiator, right?
That's right. Safeer, that was 7 years ago. Can you believe that?
Wow, man, I can't even believe it was that long ago.
7 years ago, my brother.
Wow. Okay, time flies when you're having fun or not.
That's right.
Got that right.
You got that right.
So you may as well have some fun, man.
That's right. Let's make it
I
fun.
look at it, because it's gonna go by no matter what, But have some fun while you're doing it.
That's right.
So do you have fun doing what you do?
Love it. Man, I get a chance to go to bed at night knowing that I may have said something that was transformative in someone's life.
All right,
I get up in the morning.
So what was the greatest epiphany moment when you got the feedback back from some seeds that you planted?
It's too many to really point out, Safeer.
There's the one that stick out above the rest?
I would say the gentleman, his name is Lenny Kama. Lenny Kama was a CEO and chairman of the board for the Jack in the Box Corporation for just about 6, 7, 8 years. I can't remember exactly, but almost a decade. He led the Jack in the Box Corporation.
Wow.
And he was the very first person that said, Jeff, you know why I do business with you, man? Because I could do business with anybody. He goes, but I trust you.
Ah.
He was the very first person that tapped
Okay.
into the gift called trust, the Jeff Morse the High Trust guy.
Well,
and that
there
was
you
over
go.
15 years ago. So I would say
There you
that's
go.
probably the genesis of where I'm at today, was because of that one comment. I really started to dig in on that, and now I'm doing research on all the things that came as a result of that.
Well, you led right into my next question, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why do you believe that trust is becoming more important as artificial intelligence changes the workplace?
Well, we're living in a time that we're seeing the greatest acceleration of information and technology in history. Right? AI changes everything from how you create strategy. It can diagnose disease, it can create pictures, it can create entire podcasts, as a matter of fact. But what it cannot do is replicate, imitate, or duplicate trust. It can create the game plan, but people have to trust it. The people executing the game plan have to trust the AI. They have to trust the leader. They have to trust the organization.
Right.
And at the time when we're seeing AI being integrated in almost every way, we see trust in the organization and in the leader, as a matter of fact, going the opposite way. That's why my work is so critical.
Go ahead.
That's why my work is so critical.
I got you. So, Sister Nkaassaa, you want to jump in?
Oh, yes. I'm overflowing over here.
Oh, good.
There's things I'm going
like overflow. We like overflow.
Yes.
Let's direct that overflow.
Oh, yes. We started off, you know, recognizing good energy. And one of the questions that came up from the vessel of trust is, how do we build trust on top of what we're all experiencing right now, which is a lot of disgust, right? And then on top of that, I said, is AI the collective consciousness or the unconscious collective in trusting that they have the prompt and we have the desire, but we just don't know how to do it? I know that's a lot, but to condense it in trying to trust AI to give us the right mechanisms or the right recipe to fulfill our desire, how does that elevate us to receive it when we are in a state of panic and contention?
Yeah. Let me see if I can digest that question. So let's answer it in two parts, because there's a couple of questions there.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
Right? So the first question is, how do we build trust? I think the question is, how do we build trust in a distrusting world? Is that kind of the summation? Right. So let's define trust first.
Thank you.
I'm going to define it this is the soon to be Dr. Jeff Moore's definition of trust. Right. It's the continued choice to either be authentic or transparent, or to accept someone's authenticity or transparency because their behaviors, their words, or their deeds activate trust. Trust is activated.
Yes.
That's a key term. And there's some what we call micro trust activations.
Well, see, the old school guys say this: actions speak louder than words.
Come on, brother. You got that right.
You got that right. And I absolutely hear you saying, Jeff, that like joy, trust is indwelling. It is something that is innately a part of us. It exists within us. It's never on the outside. You don't go fish it somewhere. You allow it to rise from within. But continue. So you did answer part one of the question. Thank you.
Yeah. So trust is activated, and there's some micro activations that we can talk about. And we all have what I call a trust orientation, and we have trust expressions. Yes. And we can talk about that a little bit later too, but that's the work that I'm doing that very few people have been able to take it and make it measurable, actionable, coachable, and scalable. So that's something unique that Jeff Moore's a high trust guy, and the things that we're doing as a collective is specializing in the world. And tell me the second part of the question so I can make sure I get it right.
And then being able to allow AI to assist us in fulfilling our desire to do what we want to do. They have the answers, but we have the desire and the prompt. And how do I get myself to trust that AI will give me what I need to get my desire fulfilled, or message across, or build something substantial? Because it's all up in the mix. AI is everywhere.
Yeah, that's not going to change. It's like cell phones. Remember cell phones?
Yes.
The evolution of the cell phone. Remember back in the day we had the big brick cell phone?
Yes.
I even go back before that. Remember when we all had pages?
Yes,
remember
right,
pages? Yeah, pages before that.
Oh man, we used to have those those tape answer machines too. You know.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Right. And that all advances, efficiency and the things that we can do from the beeper to the cell phone, right? And then from the cell phone, now we got the internet. You remember the dial-up part of the internet with AOL, and it was going, it would be thinking, right?
Yes.
Remember that?
I
And then
remember.
people were down on the internet because it was going to cause all of this stuff and all of that.
Yeah.
And so I view AI like that.
Yes.
There's something
Well,
coming
I
out
go
to
back
AI
further.
that's gonna be more
I
powerful
go
than
back.
AI.
I go back further than you, Jeff. You know.
What's that?
I was in the Army, man. When we were using manual typewriters.
Mm.
The Smith Corona with the red, black, black and blue ribbon.
Corona, Underwood, and all them. You know, Underwood and Overwood
So-
and all them guys.
So
Yeah,
the
I had a
concept-
first sergeant that was hard, man. He didn't allow any mistakes on the morning report because I was a company clerk. You know what a morning report is, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So he didn't allow any errors, even though the Army said you could have 2 strikeovers. There was no,
He said none.
there was no correction tape. You know, so you just struck over it and then typed the correct letter next to it. So he didn't allow any of that. So it had to be perfect. So, brother, with tears in my eyes at noontime, I hadn't gotten the morning report over to retired headquarters yet.
No mistakes.
I said, Top, come on, cut me some slack, man. He said, no mistakes on my morning report. So he was, I wanted to beat him up, but he was my first sergeant. I couldn't do that. So, well, I could have if I went to jail though. But so I just, decided maybe I better master this morning report before it masters me.
That's right.
So that's what you the same thing with AI. We better master it before it takes over us.
That's right. I was going to answer Nkaassa's question.
Go ahead.
AI is just another tool.
Yes.
Amen.
It's another tool. It's not a savior, right? It don't have those type of qualities, but for those that can master it, we can create content, we can create strategy, we can be more efficient. Again, the thing that AI is not going to do is be able to imitate, duplicate, or replicate how someone is receiving that information.
Right.
Because it doesn't know their trust orientation. What I call that trust orientation. Are you skeptical or are you trusting? AI can't tell you that. It can't tell me that.
Right.
Right. That's why we have to bring in this human layer of what's the AI saying to me? Do I believe it's safe? Do I believe that Safeer is safe? Do I believe the organization that he's representing is safe? And then maybe AI has a chance to be adopted.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't understand that human layer and address the human layer, which most people aren't when we're thinking about AI, that's why something like 75 to 80% of all AI initiatives fail.
Mm.
It's a good playbook.
That high, huh?
Really high.
The failure
And I
rate
want to
is pretty
say
high.
here,
Wow.
I'm looking at some of my numbers here. 92% of all companies are increasing their AI investments right now, but only 52% of the employees actually welcome it.
Only 50%.
Think about all the
52%
investments that
want
people are
it.
making. Huh?
Only
Yeah, only
52% want it.
Yeah, 52% actually welcome it.
Wow.
So almost half the company goes, "Nah, we ain't doing that."
So let's break it down. Why don't they welcome it? What's the fear?
There is fear involved because when you hear the things about AI, it's going to replace people's jobs, which it can do, right? Because if your job is rote and they can figure out how to do it more efficiently with technology, that's true. But there's still the human element of having to be intrinsically motivated to get work done, to be empathetic, to be compassionate, to be trusting. There's the human experience that AI cannot replicate, in my opinion, right? I don't know if one day it may be able to, but for the near future, and as far as I can see, I'm 58 years old. I don't know if I'll see in my lifetime how it can replicate Jeff Morris's trust orientation if it don't know what it is. I'm skeptical. My parents got divorced when I was 13, right? I got divorced when I was 47. My little brother was shot and killed. That ain't got nothing to do with AI, but that has everything to do with how I trust. And I don't trust very easily.
Right.
right? So when we're designing our AI systems, again, we have to account for the human being that's going to actually be executing whatever AI wants me to do. That's the only thing I'm saying. We have to account for that human emotion, identify it, and then figure out how we can coach it, train it, strengthen it, so that AI becomes our partner and it doesn't become something that we're looking to save us, right? To create multiple means and all things that people are saying that AI can do, which is possible, but you have to account for the human being behind AI.
So, what is the trust flow human development system, and what organizational or leadership problems was it created to solve?
Okay. Well, before I go there, Nkaassaa, did we answer your question?
Yes, yes, we are definitely 85% there. And we can jump into the next because when I come back full around, I'm going to have the last portion.
We have another 30 minutes to go, so we'll
yes.
get it in.
We'll get it in. We are flowing,
We'll
but
get it in.
So tell us about the trust flow human development.
So that came about, Safeer, again, because of some of the work I've done with coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with kids and teens. I've worked with reentry citizens. I've worked with executives. I've worked with families. I've worked in my church, and I've worked in teams.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter that experience, the one thing that always comes up is trust.
Mm-hmm.
Think about your family.
Mm-hmm.
And our families, right? Some people have broken trust because they have trauma. There's addiction, there's abuse, right? There's divorce.
Mm-hmm.
That's broken trust, right? When we think about it in our workplace, 87% of all teams in corporate America do not operate at an optimal level.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go to a corporation and I say, hey, tell me your top 5 challenges, they say, oh, we can't manage conflict. Nobody keeps anybody accountable. We keep going over the same thing and nothing gets done. We can't close out a project. And I go, that's all the fruit of just one problem.
Mm.
The root of the problem is a lack of trust.
Okay. So I see in my notes that you developed something called the 12 C's of trust flow. Can you tell us a little bit about those 12 C's of trust flow?
Absolutely. That's the overlay. When I have that conversation with that leader, when I have the conversation with their team or any family, anybody I'm dealing with, when I say that trust is the root of the problem, the question is, how do we grow it from the root so that it has, the right fruit? Because conflict is necessary in life and business. Keeping accountability is something that we all have to do. So I developed these 12 C's, but I did it in 4 quadrants. After some years of working with some experts and myself, Lee Ellis, a business mentor of mine, spiritual father, Hugh Massey from DNA Behavior, another mentor to me as well in this area of behavior. But I'll give it to you in the 4 quadrants. And the first quadrant is the foundations of trust.
Mm-hmm.
And that's someone's character. That's someone's courage. And that's someone's ability to keep and make commitments.
So those are the first 3 C's?
Those are the first 3 C's, and those are put into the foundations of trust.
Yeah, that's foundational. Very good. Well, we're going to be going through a little shift here right now. And I want you to hold on. You've got, 9 more C's to deal with?
Yes, sir.
So we're going to play a little segue music into a segment that we do with Nkaassaa called Insights with Nkaassaa. So when we come back, she's going to drop some more bombs on you, man.
Let's get it, Nkaassaa. Insights from Nkaassaa. Let's get it.
And now we're going into our Insight with Nkaassaa segment. Sister Nkaassaa, you got the floor.
Yes, I'm so thankful for the gift that has been given today and our insight into our judgment free self. Some of the homework I like to always start off and handing someone is what during this week can you look at that you see is moved by you and what moves you? And in what relationship have you formed with these movements? So that's the homework in our judgment free zone. We always have a insight, something to develop that we um, are in proximity to. But what
Mm-hmm.
I really, the insight I really want to tap on into is the gift that Brother Jeff gave me today. Um, it was tapping into the gift. And what does that mean when someone is opening that space for you, Brother Jeff? How did that interaction occur, and what was your response to that experience? Because you began to start it, and I want to be able to share that with our listeners so that they too can visualize and embrace when that opportunity occurs, because sometimes it goes right over our head and we are not aware that someone tapped into our gift and allowed it to, like you said earlier, grow or to come forth. So could you share a little bit of that with us?
Sure. I'd say certain people you trust to speak into your life. Certain people provide confirmation for you, affirmation for you, and revelation for you. I call that car, Nkaassaa. And we can only go as far as the type of people fuel that we put in our car. So the
Yeah.
question is, what type of people fuel are you putting in your car? 91 octane, 89 octane, 87 octane. If you put 87, it may knock and ping, right?
Yeah.
You put 91, it may run a little better.
Ping, ping.
So I would say activating those who speak into your life and
Mhm.
paying attention because they're seeing something that you're not. That's what
Yes.
happened for me with my brother Lenny Kama when he tapped into this trust thing. I had to really lean into it, and it didn't manifest itself overnight. It's a continued manifestation, I would say.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to drop the mic on that because that's the insight. It's a continual manifestation. We don't have to beat the drum no further. You gave it the rhythm, Brother Jeff. Insights is good.
Well, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Sister Nkaassaa, for that very important insight
Thank you.
and the beautiful music that you heard prior to Sister Nkaassaa coming on. Incidentally, is a song called "Jungle Paradise," uh, performed by yours truly, Safeer, on my album called Global Village Volume 1.
Yes.
All right, check it out. You can get it on your streaming platform under the name of Safeer Mahdi, Global Village Volume 1, Jungle Paradise. That's where wish I was at right now, in some jungle paradise, just kicking back and relaxing myself.
Well,
We
you
are,
are.
Which one, Sophia? Which one? Where do you want to go to?
hey, man, I don't know, man. How about Bali? Let's go to Bali.
You'll make the concrete jungle your paradise.
I already lived in New York, so
Me too.
I know what the
Concrete jungle where
jungle
dreams
is.
are made of. That's what
I'm
Alicia
looking for
Keys
something
said.
a little different right now.
They all hot no matter where you
Yeah.
go.
I had enough of Harlem for now. I'll double back later.
Right.
Anyway, we're back with our special guest, Jeff Morris, founder and CEO of Dreamsmart Behavioral Solutions and creator of the Trust Flow Human Development System. We've been talking about how to successfully navigate through the new AI revolution, maintain our career, succeed, prosper in this new tech economy without the fear of being replaced by AI or robots. So, Brother Jeff, you've already covered 3 of the C's. You got 9 more to go, brother. Come on.
9 more to go. So quadrant 1, just to refresh, we got the foundations of trust. That's someone's character. That's the ability to have courage under pressure. Courage can't be revealed when there's no pressure.
Got that right.
And then
Mhm.
do I consistently live up to what it is that I say I'm going to do? Right.
Mhm.
That's foundation number one. That's quadrant one. Quadrant. Go ahead,
Mm.
Safeer.
Okay.
Quadrant
Come
two,
on.
I call it the essentials of trust. And that's your ability to connect with people. Can I quickly connect with Nkaassaa when I come on? How quickly can I make her feel seen, valued, and heard?
Mm.
Safeer's an expert at making people feel seen, valued, and heard, by the way.
Yeah.
So
Say that
connection.
again. Say that again.
Safeer's an expert at making people feel seen, valued, and heard.
Thank you, brother.
Right?
I do the best I can for a young guy.
As long as I've known you, brother, you know how to connect with people, right? In their innermost being. That's one of the essentials of trust is connection, authentic connection.
Yeah.
Right. Then we have
That's
communications.
key. Authentic, yeah.
Right. Communication. Are we speaking what we say we need to speak clearly?
Right.
And do I care for people that I'm in proximity with and to? Whether that be my family, whether that be my business partners, whether that be the teams that I work in, people want to know that you care for them.
That's
Right.
right.
It's a soft
That's
word.
right.
It's a soft word in corporate America. I even say love. Right. People that you
Right.
that follow you or that you work with, right? It's a little bit different. But when I say, I'll give you an example, Safeer. When an athlete, I'm thinking about athletes now, they win a game, big game. What do they say about their players that they play with?
Mm-hmm.
I love my guys.
Right.
What does the coach say about the players? I love my players.
That's right.
So caring is one of the C's that we have to be able to master if we're going to be those when we're activating our trust in Nkaassaa. That's quadrant number two. So we have connection, we have communication, we have caring. Quadrant number three, I call this the results of trust.
Talk directly into your mic, Jeff. Yeah.
Sorry about that, brother.
That's okay.
So now that you have the foundations of trust, you have the essentials of trust. Now we want the results of trust. And the results is you have the work of trust is quadrant three. You have to clarify what it is that you're communicating. What's the goal? What's the objective? What's the mission? What's the outcome? Be clear on it. Then we have to collaborate because the whole world is in collaboration today. If you're operating in any type of silo, good luck. I always say collaboration is better than competition.
Yes.
It's better than collaborating.
Absolutely.
Right. And then you have
that right again.
Yes.
Right. And then you have to be coached. The work of trust, you have to be coached. Coaching moves the needle. I don't care how great you are at anything that you do. If there's not somebody outside of you, a third party that has the courage and the character and the commitment to say, you know what, you're really good, but you can be better, LeBron James.
Yes.
Your 3-point shot ain't that good, LeBron. You better get into the gym and shoot. MJ, your shot ain't that great, brother. You better get behind the 3-point line and start stroking some threes and getting your shot better. Every great person has someone that probably has multiple coaches.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
The last thing is the results of trust. When I have the foundation, when I have the essentials down, when I'm committed to the work, we can then say that we have the results, and that is I'm going to show up consistent. That's one of those micro trust activations in Nkaassaa that I talked about.
Yes.
When you consistently say what you're going to do and you do it, it builds trust.
Yes.
When you have high expertise or competence is the C, people tend to trust you more.
Yeah.
And then when you can close out consistently, it's easy to begin something, but man, it's hard to close it out.
Yes.
You got that right.
It's hard to close it out. So, Safeer, those are the 12 C's and the quadrants. You got the you got the work, and then you got the results.
You got to close it out, man. You know, my sons used to wrestle, and I'd be, with the video camera and hollering and stuff. And I was the unofficial masseuse for the team, because I used to massage my sons before they would wrestle. And then when they would go out and win the match, the rest of the team would associate my massage as some kind of a magic potion, And so the next thing I knew, they was lining up, Mr. So-and-so, could you give me a little bit of that, a little massage?
Right.
And it's just psychological, it's just psychological. And they go out and they do better. They do better because they they got the magic massage, and so it's a lot of times you just make a friend before you need a friend. I just demonstrated what to do. I said this is what teamwork looks like. Everybody get involved, everybody participate, everybody be a part of the team, including the parents.
So connection and collaboration, right?
Very important, very important. Key, very key. We've got our guy Bert coming on stage pretty soon. Bert does a show, Jeff, called Sports of All Sorts.
Okay, I love it. All right.
That can mean a lot of things, right?
Right.
So yeah, but we find a way to tie it in to the show in terms of what we're talking about and so on and so forth. I know AI is a big thing in sports now, and it's getting bigger. And these analysis, some coaches have to go to the analysis. They have to go to the numbers and figure out the game, whereas other coaches, old school, they can just figure it out in their head and know what play to do, and so on. So we're going to get to Bert in a minute and see what he's got for us today with all this soccer stuff going on with Spain and Argentina. Yeah, you took away from everybody's watching the game right now, man. That's all right.
Hey, brother, I was watching before I came on. I just saw that. That Spain beat. Well, I don't want to spoil it for someone that's listening to the call.
Yeah,
I was watching before
away.
I came on.
Let the Sports of All Sorts guy Bert come on and tell us what's going on in a minute. But anyway, did you get through all 12 C's?
Yeah, that was all 12 C's and 4 quadrants, my brother.
Okay. All right. So what's the difference between functional-based trust, humility-based trust, and behavioral-based trust, and blind trust within the team?
I call those the stages of trust. Right? Having coached over 400 teams from many different marketplace verticals, from youth all the way up to organizations that have $500 million budgets with their teams. So I put it in stages because we want to be able to diagnose where a team is. It's kind of like a doctor. You got to diagnose where a team is before you can give the prescription that they need to grow.
Yes.
We already said that 87% of the teams in corporate America, depending on who you talk to, let's say 75% of the teams aren't operating at the optimal level. That means only 25% of the teams that are actually in corporate America are keeping on budget, stay aligned to the mission, make sure they get their customer service numbers. There's 5 metrics that people measure. So in stage 1, functional trust means that everybody can do their job. That's the lowest level of trust on any team. Can you do your job? And because people can do their job and they might not have humility, they may think that their way is the only way. Their way is the best way.
Yeah, my way or the highway.
My way or the highway. We've all worked for people like that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
We've all worked with people like that.
Oh,
so in functional trust, the teammates have some level of competence. The second level or second stage is humility-based trust. The ability to say, hey, Nkaassaa, what do you think? How would you do it? Because you want people to say, feel seen, valued, and heard. So humility says, you know what? I blew it. What can we have done better? Or I'm sorry, right? Those words endear people to connect with you because they see the humanity in you, right? So humility-based trust says that I can lower my guard down. I don't have to always have it together. I can come to Safeer and say, you know what, brother? Hey, man, help me figure this out. You remember the movie Remember the Titans?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Remember when Ed Henry was kicking their butt?
Yep.
And he said, went over to him and said, hey, man, I need you to help me out, dog. He said, man, Ed Henry is kicking my butt right now. That's humility-based leadership.
Okay, so that's right in tune with what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Go ahead, bro.
What are some
let me get to the last 2 stages really quickly. The third stage is behaviorally-based trust. And that's where we do our superpowers assessment. You're familiar with that. Because we want to lead people according to how they're wired, not to how I think they're wired. We want to have some scientific background, some science that says that Safeer is going to adapt. No matter where Safeer goes, he is always going to find success because he can adapt to the situation.
That's right.
Right. The question I'll have for Safeer is, when do you show up with your most authentic self so you're not always adapting to other people? Right.
That's
That's
right.
when I'm working an adapter. A Frank Crump, hey, he's a firecracker. You give it to Frank, check it off your list, dog.
Yeah, he's the initiator.
The initiator.
I'll just sit back and watch Frank do all the work, and then say, "Okay, you forgot something."
That's right. Right. And Frank's a humble enough leader, but he'll listen.
Right.
He'll listen.
Yeah.
He's a humble enough. That's where that humility-based trust comes in. And the last stage is, I use the example of the Air Force Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
They're flying at 500 miles an hour in a formation, and they fly 18 inches apart.
Hello.
This far apart.
That's deep.
That's blind trust, because they don't know where the other person is. They can only see where the leader is. So in the blind trust stage, we have to say that my leaders are going to take me to a good place, Nkaassaa, because they've activated those other trust muscles, the courage and the commitment and the consistency and the connection and the collaboration. And then don't mean that we don't ask questions. This just means that when there's uncertainty, I'm going to trust that Safeer is going to take me to the right place.
And if I may add a little bit of what I heard from my inner ear, that blind trust for me, and what you said, is precision trust.
Yes.
That you got it so together that it's precise, and that 18 inches is really just a overlay or a symbiotic knowing that we're going in the same direction. So I do hear you, and I thank you for that. That was truly another gift.
Yeah, that's what I call spirit dance.
Yes.
That's right. Tell me about that. What's spirit dance, brother?
Yeah, blindfolded dancing to tribal music. That's what I do. You know?
Okay.
So, you just have to trust spirit that you're not going to run into anything.
Wow.
You take away one sense, you enhance the other senses. So all of a sudden now you can feel the other person before you bump into them, and make an adjustment, but you have to take away one sense in order to enhance the other senses sometimes. And so that's a good exercise for all of us to do. And it's funny, we were talking about Frank, because he was a guest on the show 2 weeks ago. And we had a good time talking about empowerment, community empowerment, and all those kinds of good things. But I wanted to ask you, before we bring our brother Bert on, we run a little behind today, Bert. So we're going to be add another 5 minutes to the show, so we can accommodate you and get you in. The last question I have, well, not the last question, but close to the last. What are some of the most common behaviors that leaders demonstrate that unintentionally weaken the trust factor? How do they shoot themselves in the foot?
Question.
That's a great question, Safeer. So one of the things I would say is humility. See, as leaders, we think we have to always have it together. We think we have to have every answer, right? We think we have to have every solution. But the world is so complex today, so ambiguous. Is it possible for any leader to have a handle on every situation, right? They cannot. So when a leader can say, you know what, hey, I'm going to trust that you can do this for me. Can you get this done? Hey, I'm going to give Nkaassaa this. And then I don't tell her how to do it, because Nkaassaa is a grown woman and she has her own giftings. And I say, hey, we check back together in 3 days and let's see how it's going? I check back with you in 3 days, right? I'm empowering you. That's what real leadership looks like. I call it we Q over me Q or IQ.
Right.
You look confused, brother. Did you understand what I said?
Oh, that's good. No, that's beautiful.
Yes.
I hear you.
Peace.
So what other things besides that, advice that you can give to leaders so they don't, get in their own way?
Take an authentic, position yourself authentically for feedback. I say feedback is fuel.
Okay.
And it's rocket fuel if it's given for the right reason and at the right time and in the right environment. And why do I say that, Safeer? Because only 29% of all employees trust their team leader.
Mm.
How many?
29% of the employees trust their
Wow.
team leader, according to the latest science. But what's the percentage of leaders that think their employees trust them or their followers trust them? They think it's 80% of the people that follow them trust them. So there's a huge gap. 29% actually trust, but 80% says that they feel that their followers trust them. So there's a huge disconnect. Again, this is some of the reasons that we're starting the Trust Flow Research Institute.
Mm.
You know, I know you got to bring Bert on, so I won't get into all of that. But man,
No, that's okay.
great
We
question.
we've covered a lot of material. You know, I always say one of my philosophies, and I'll let you have this one. You can use it with your with your company. I don't just give me credit, okay? But
Yes, sir.
I tell delegate to elevate.
I
Yeah,
like it.
In order for you to elevate yourself, you have to learn how to delegate to other people,
that's it.
That's right.
and you got to get out of the way. Just trust the process.
That's right.
Water will seek its own level. They'll let you know in different ways whether or not they can handle the assignment.
You got
And
that right.
and I said, look, if you can't handle the assignment, raise your hand, say something.
That's right.
Right.
Give me some feedback.
That's right.
It's like I was in the ocean with my son, my youngest son, and he's an incredible swimmer and surfer. We was in Manhattan Beach, and anyway, we was in the water. All of us were in the water. All of a sudden, a riptide came in, man, and next thing you know, the water was 3 feet. Next minute was 6 feet.
Mm.
And I'm like, what just happened? And I got a wetsuit on. I'm not used to having a wetsuit on, so my son looks at me, I look at him, and my grandson was there too. He's a really excellent swimmer. And I'm like taking on water now, I'm taking on water. And so my son looks at me and says, Dad, are you okay? I'm like, no, not really. Because I could use a little help over here. So he came over and he grabbed my elbow and lifted me up so the water wasn't getting in my mouth until the lifeguard could come out there and get me. But you got to know when to ask for help. Again,
You got that right.
yeah, if I had played it off, and said, "Oh, well, I'm fine," I could have drowned out there. You know what I'm saying? So know when to ask for help.
Yeah.
So on that note, we're gonna segue into our brother Bert. Bert, you there? We'll bring Bert on stage. Hey, brother Bert.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How you doing, brother Safeer Nkaassaa? Jeff, how you doing?
What's going on, brother?
Sports of all sorts is in the house.
Another week of sports of all sorts. It was an exciting weekend this week with the World Cup coming to a close.
Break it down, man. I couldn't watch the game.
It was great. We had the bronze game and we had the championship game. The bronze game, it was just as exciting as a championship game. England jumped out to a 4-0 lead. France fought back. They got as close as 1 point at 2 other times in the game, but they could just never get over that hump. And they ended up losing. What was that, brother Safeer?
No, go ahead. No, I just said wow.
They ended up losing to England. England won that bronze medal, and then today it closed out with Argentina and Spain. And your team, you called it, brother Safeer. Your team, Spain, pulled it off and was able to hold Argentina 1-0 after extra time. It was pretty exciting.
The final score was what? What was the final score?
It was 1-0.
Wow, tight.
It was pretty exciting. Came down to the end, but Spain. One amazing thing was all the way until that extra time came in. Spain had taken over 16 shots. Argentina had taken 0.
Wow.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Amazing.
So
pretty amazing.
Would you say that they trusted each other?
Definitely, especially listening to what you guys were saying. We were talking about earlier, that camaraderie and that trust in one another for it to be that close, and then for them to still stick with the plan and stick with the process and chip away. Spain essentially didn't score towards it until extra time. Till extra time started. I believe it was a minute or 2 into extra time is when Spain scored.
That's right.
So they just never let go. They just kept being persistent and stuck to the game plan.
Kept their foot on the throttle.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Jeff?
That's what all great teams do. When the pressure is the highest, they don't crack. They don't point the finger. They don't say, "How come you didn't do this? Why didn't you do that?" Hey, Spain was on it though, brother. I watched the game. I was so severe. I was watching it. Them boys was on it today. There was no let up for the rest of it.
I was rooting for Spain. I was rooting for Spain. Yeah, definitely. I was rooting for Spain. You know, so anyway, real quick, you've been listening to what we've been talking about trust and behavioral stuff. So,
Yes.
How is important? You're involved with sports. How important is that?
Well,
in the sports world for you, and what you
I caught what Jeff was saying earlier. When you catch a great leader of any team, whether it's a sport or just an organization, but a great leader they're gonna share the success with the team when they're winning, and they're gonna own all of the responsibility when the team is losing. And that type of mentality trickles down all the way through the organization or the team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My sons were wrestling, it didn't matter whether they won or lost. They were still my champions.
Yes.
No matter what.
Yes.
Good.
And so they're gonna get a hug if they lose, they're gonna get a hug if they win, because I'm letting them know that I have that faith in them. You might have not won this time, but you'll win next time. And as long as you win in life, it doesn't matter whether or not you win on this mat, But it's winning in life, just having the right attitude.
That's right. Got that right.
Right.
You got that right.
Got that right.
Life is going to throw some punches at you. It's going to, on a few days, it's going to kick your butt.
Yes.
And you're going to say like Jim Carrey said in that movie, he says, "Is that the best you can do?" It's like you got to hit me harder than that. That's not going to take me out. I'm in here for the long run,
Because
So
I'm gonna keep getting up and keep going at it.
Determination, man.
Hey, bro, I think of leaders like
That's
Kobe,
Jeff,
and
thank you, brother Bert, for the sports of all sorts for today, and kind of lighten things up a little bit. And Jeff, we got maybe two more questions, then we're gonna let you roll.
yes, sir.
I think brother Jeff was gonna mention something about Kobe real quick.
Yeah, I just think of players like the Kobe, the Bronze, and those types of leaders.
Yes.
They take losing personally.
Yeah, microphone.
Yeah, they take losing personally. So it's on them, they believe. It's not always on them, but that's the mentality that they have. And you'll see the greatest of leaders, that's what they believe. They believe I can be better, but because they believe it, they bring everybody else to believe it.
You're exactly
right.
They lift the level of everyone else's play.
Yeah.
Tom Brady. I hated Tom Brady, but Tom Brady made everybody better, brother.
He's another one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like you wasn't beating that dude if you weren't perfect. Forget it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be out there working. He's going to be working as hard as he's working. He's going to be making sure everybody else is out there with that same commitment. He's setting the standard by example.
Oh, you can't be on a team. That's the
That's it. Bottom line. So what is the one practical action that every listener can take today to begin building a higher trust life team or organization?
I would say that's a hard question because we all have different strengths and trusts. Some of us have more character. Some of us are able to make greater connections. Some of us are really good at closing out. So if it's a strength, continue to walk in it, right? And if you know that an area of trust may be you're too trusting, I would say if you're too trusting, trust but verify. Because if people are taking advantage of you, you can look over your life and say people are taking advantage of me. So if you're really trusting out there, and there's nothing wrong with that, the question is, how do we set boundaries? And how do we say, hey, this is the boundary. When you cross it, now I need to check you. Yeah, now, I feel like me on the opposite side of trust. I'm on the side of trust where I'm more skeptical. So I have to step back, lower my voice, and ask questions in a tone that don't put people off, where they don't feel seen, valued, or heard. So I say trust, but clarify for me. I'm going to ask you clarifying questions because I need to have an answer. In order for me to process that, I'm going to ask you questions. So trust but verify, or trust but clarify. Safeer.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful. Brother Bert, we want to thank you for sharing your views on the latest action in the world of sports.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Another episode, another segment of all sports of all sorts. Thank y'all for having me, and you got that right.
Right on,
I'll
brother.
follow you, my brother. Got that right.
And we'd like to thank our very special guest today, Brother Jeff Morris, who is the founder and CEO of the Dreamsmart Behavioral Solutions and creator of the Trust Flow Human Development System. We've been talking about how to successfully navigate through the new AI revolution, maintain our career, and succeed, prosper in this new tech economy without the fear of being replaced by AI or robots. If you missed any part of the show today, or if you just want to listen again, all of our shows can be heard on demand anytime on the Safeer World YouTube page, our website is safeerworld.com, or under the name of You Got That Right on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all major podcast platforms. Thanks for listening, and remember, you got that right. God bless you, my brother, and thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
You and I have 100% agreement rating, and that's because no matter what you or I do, we're gonna always say you got that right. You and I live in a judgment-free zone, and we're getting ready to spread that unconditional love vibration all over the planet with the universal understanding that peace is more important than being right about anything. We can always disagree, but we never have to be disagreeable by simply respecting each other's right to see the world as we choose to see it in every moment.